it's just a very cool way to segue talking about our business, but also spreading why our business is the way it is and trying to like show people the fitness industry does not have to be a one size fits all, which is what we talk about a lot.
Welcome back to another episode of 30, Flirty, and Surviving. I am Tracy, your host. New episodes come out every Monday at 9 a.m. on YouTube, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and everything else in between you can find on Instagram at 30 Flirty Surviving. Today, I have with me the queens of body positivity. Ooh. These girls, in my humble opinion, are shattering the mold when it comes to creating a healthy perspective on body image, fitness, nutrition, and everything in between. They are certified personal trainers, absolute powerhouses, if you watch their Instagram stories and all the things that they can do in the gym. And I could not be more proud of them as other members of the Big Night Media family. I love them so much. So please help me welcome Miss Maddie and Carly Biron.
Oh my God. That was
like that was the kindest
I'm
thing
like taken
ever.
aback.
I know.
Wow.
That's what I needed to hear on this beautiful Monday. Thank you so much.
We are so happy to be here.
I mean every single word.
Well, we love you
thank
too.
you.
And we couldn't be happier to be here.
Thank you guys for joining. So if you guys are already familiar, which I'm sure you are, Maddie and Carly have their own show, Eat the Damn Cake, which is like over 20,000 downloads. I mean, how many episodes are you in at this point?
64.
Was today 64? Yeah. Today was 64.
And you've been doing it
Wild.
for over a year and a half?
Yeah. It's been a year and a half.
Holy shit. Yeah.
Craziness.
That's
But
crazy.
Before that, this all started from the company that the two of you founded.
Yep.
Built by Biron.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a couple more questions about it. But before I do, just so everyone knows, if you guys want to check them out on social media, you can go to Eat the Damn Cake podcast or Built by Biron.
Exactly.
Find them. And then also in their link tree, the bio for each of them, they have links to like merch, which I think that your merch personally is the cutest.
Oh my God,
Sports
thank
bras
you.
are
Thank you.
the best.
Thank you.
But they have like links to book consultations, see what classes they have coming up, and any other little info that you might need.
Oh, yeah.
All the things.
All the things. All the things. You can't miss it. Okay, so I'll let you guys kind of like figure out who's going to say what, like tag team it. But from your perspective and from the horse's mouth, I want to hear a little bit about Built by Biron and sort of how it came to be.
You got this one, Carly.
Thank you.
I knew she wanted it.
She looked ready.
She looked at me and was like, if
ready.
you open your dirty mouth.
I know. I was like staring at her.
You got it, sis.
So we are sisters.
Clearly.
Yes. I am older by 3 years. I'm Carly. And by the way,
Just so everyone knows.
Just so everyone
That's
knows.
Carly's voice.
Yes. So we both went to school for kinesiology, which is exercise science, if you don't know that. I graduated with a degree in kinesiology, was working as a spin instructor. Maddie was about to graduate. I took a nap one day. I swear on my life, this is how it came about. I took a nap. I know this sounds insane.
Seems kind of polar opposite.
It's just like literally.
I took a nap one day. I woke up, and in my dream, Maddie and I had started this personal training business together. And my specialties in cardio, hers is in strength training. So the second I woke up from the nap, I like text her and I go, Maddie, we need to join forces and we need to like create something. And I go, I want it to be something by Biron, because like that's our last name. Mm-hmm. Duh. And I was like, but I don't.
You haven't figured that out.
Yeah, unless you didn't know.
But I don't want it to be body by Biron. I don't want it to be booty by Biron. Like those things
Been
are
there, done
overdone.
that.
Yeah.
So Maddie said, how about built? Because we're all about strong, not skinny. We're all about like creating functional fitness and like
Building our clients up, like
Yes.
emotionally, physically, mentally. Like
I love that. I never thought about that way, but having that other little layer to it.
Exactly.
Yes. So it's like about building that confidence so that every single day you're just feeling your best self no matter what. So that's how we came up with the idea. And then we didn't really know what we wanted to do with Built by Biron at first. We wanted to make it like a program so that people were less intimidated to go into the gym and like lift. and we didn't really know how to go about that. But then when the pandemic started, the day it started, Maddie and I jumped on Instagram Live and taught a class. We didn't even know how we were going to format it. Like, we didn't know anything. We're like, we're just going to teach a class and see how it goes. And that's literally for the first 3 months of the pandemic, we taught free Instagram Live classes to get our name out there.
6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 7:30 a.m. every single day.
That's exhausting.
That's all we were doing.
Yeah. And the funny part is I worked at Lululemon at that point. So I had that full-time job, and obviously malls were closed.
Yeah.
And like, obviously. So I had no real anything going on.
And the spin studio, I was just going and recording classes by myself. So it wasn't like I was teaching 20 classes a week, because right before the pandemic, I was up to teaching 16 to 20 classes a week.
Yeah. She was on an insane schedule.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how I did it. I really don't.
I don't
Well, you're
either.
passionate about what you do. You love what you do. So
well,
it makes
now
it
I'm
easier.
back teaching. I teach spin still, and I teach 6 classes a week. So I'm like, how did I do 16 to 20?
But now you're juggling a lot more.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. It's not my full time anymore.
Right. And yeah, it was crazy though. And then after those 3 months, we were like, we switched from Instagram Live to Zoom at one point because Instagram Live
kept cutting out.
And it was probably because so many other fitness instructors started hopping on the bandwagon as well. So we're like, we're going to start doing Zoom. You just sign up through a Zoom link, and it was still free. And then finally we were like, we're going to like charge $3.
I know.
We literally charged $3 for a HIIT and $5 for a built with weights.
Which is 30 minutes and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like classes.
And we felt horrible.
Like
having to make people pay anything.
Anything.
At all.
We felt so guilty.
We didn't know our worth. We we weren't ready to put a price tag on like the service we were giving people. But then we noticed so many people were just donating.
Yeah.
And they were like, you're doing so much for us. So then we've gained a little bit of confidence from that. We're like, okay, maybe we are doing something good here.
Yeah. Like maybe we are like providing a good service. So then it evolved because we were both like, we know eventually we're going to go back to work. Like we were crossing our fingers at that point.
Yeah.
And finally, like Lululemon was starting to open back up, and like my schedule was changing. Carly's schedule was changing. We're like, we still want to provide for our followers. So we created a subscription, which is $30 a month. And when we first launched it, that was still pretty much our full-time gig. We were uploading, I think, 20 videos a month.
Yeah.
Which is also psychotic.
We were doing 10 each.
Psychotic.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily you guys have each other to balance some of the work off of, but that's still an enormous workload.
Well, and
so much.
We were obviously a little naive. We had just started we had no idea what we were doing. We were just deciding as we went.
Yeah.
Other instructors were like, I upload 3 a month. We were like, oh, we're just like uploading 20 for only $30. So they were getting like their workouts for like almost
$1 a day.
Like pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Like $2 a workout pretty much. And not even. And we were like, yeah, like, and then we realized that wasn't super sustainable once we both got into full time.
Yes.
So, we still have our subscription. It has over 200 videos total.
Wow.
Because we did that for like almost a year. So it's still available to subscribe to, but now we are pretty much full-time personal training.
Okay.
Or small group.
Okay. And so you guys have your own studio now too. Like there's a brick and mortar location.
Yes.
Correct?
Which is wild.
So where is that located?
That's out in Framingham, and then we also rent a space on Newberry, and we train out of Newberry too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And then on top of that, you're also at Tall Ships. I mean, you guys have been in other locations, like you're doing stuff at the Grand.
Just bouncing around everywhere.
Yeah.
You're literally, everywhere I look, there you are. Like, hey,
We taught a class there.
popping out.
So we did the Grand. That was so much fun. We did that like when places started opening up again. Buddy kind of gave us the opportunity to get in at the Grand, and that was so awesome. And then we got to host these little like happy hours at Empire after. And,
So
like,
much fun.
It was so fun to meet the people behind the screens that were subscribing to our on demand for so long, and then like
Yeah.
actually were able to come in person. Tall Ship, one of the coolest experiences ever.
God.
We did that twice, and the class we taught at 6 p.m. at night. So we got the prime time spot. Like the sun was
oh my God, it literally
setting. It was
looked
perfect.
like a wedding. Like, you know, when someone's saying their vows, I'm like, this should be the backdrop.
Literally.
Like the lighting was perfect. When I tell you one of the days we taught, it was like 85 degrees. It was so hot. I just remember, but nobody cared because everyone was like, we're at the newest, coolest place in Boston.
And we taught on Tuesday nights and people were ready like get after it. It was so fun.
It was so cool. And like, I think we are so lucky and blessed. So many places have allowed us to teach there, especially with COVID and everything. Like when we had the opportunities, we would just like jump on them because we were like, as many people as we can get in and see, we would love. Right now, group fitness is like, we're not teaching as much.
We're teaching out of Framingham.
Yeah, I teach classes.
That's the biggest thing for you guys right now. And is it one-on-one? Do you do like families, couples, friends?
So we do it all. We have small group training that like some girlfriends all pitch in and do because it's overall cheaper to do small group training and we don't like to do more than 4 people in it so they can still get that personalized attention. But Maddie does teach a Wednesday night circuit class, which
and Saturday morning,
which can hold up to like 15 to 20 people.
Oh, wow.
Less individualized, more of a group fitness type
I would call it like a circuit training class, kind of, because we use the entire gym. So like you have 20 different kinds of equipment in that one workout.
Yeah.
Like, so
which is wicked cool.
It's super fun.
We also have a bridal program. So we do brides and yes.
Cool.
And I actually right now have a small group and it's a bride and her fiance. So they are coming on the weekends and leading up to their, bachelor and
Sweating
bachelorette
for the
party.
wedding.
Literally though.
And then we also just launched for this summer for bachelorette parties and like wedding weekends to go and teach group fitness classes for the wedding party.
As like an activity.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
So yeah,
I like it too because, you know, everyone has their own level of comfort.
Exactly.
And so for some, it might be, I'd rather be in a big class and then maybe I can like fall behind a little bit. It's not so much attention on me because I don't know what I'm doing. And so I don't want to feel like you're going to give me too much attention because then I might get down on myself. But then some people might be like, I kind of know what I'm doing. So I do want to know how to improve my form and how to make things better. And so based on where everyone's at in their fitness journey, there's something for them.
Totally.
You know?
Absolutely. We encourage literally everyone to invest in their health and it will take some people longer to realize than others because it is so important to wake up and love yourself every day. It really is. And the base of it all is taking care of yourself. Yeah. And so, I mean, maybe for everyone, it's not exercise and that's okay. But for the people that it is exercise, we want to be the ones to contribute and to help you, to give you that power to feel good every single day. Yeah. To be there, to listen to you, whatever. So that's where the root of it all comes from.
I think it completely shines through. I mean, people, when they listen to you, hear about you, see you guys, I mean, it's very, very obvious that you have that 360 approach of wanting someone to feel comfortable in their own skin, not just on the outside, but in the inside too. Yes. And you guys kind of do away with that intimidation factor, which is a lot of people's concerns, like we were talking about, like getting new, like, or getting into it, being new. The judgment, how am I gonna look compared to the other people in the class? And that's the things that keep people out of the gym and keep people out of classes is because they go there, they feel defeated, and then they never want to do it again because they're mortified, they're embarrassed.
100%.
Or even people that like walk into a gym and don't even know where to start with weights or like how to set up on the squat rack or something like that. We've had people come just to like learn their form and be like, all right, then will you write workouts for me at the gym? And we do that for people.
Yeah. We do a lot of virtual training too. Like we have a couple clients that don't even live in Massachusetts. Yeah. Like I have a client in New York. We have a client in Ohio. I have a client that pretty much is in Florida through the whole winter. So I travel. Oh, I wish I freaking traveled.
That's a goal for a year from now, to be traveling personal trainers.
We train her. So like, it's great because we can be very flexible.
And you may not even have had that if this didn't start in this remote work from home.
It totally wouldn't
everybody
have.
in their house's landscape. Like COVID, it was almost this blessing in disguise for you guys.
It really was.
I hate to say it, but
I know.
it really
And then same with like
it.
our space, we kind of fell into that too. I went one day because we were looking for more equipment to teach outside at our house.
When we first started teaching, we had 2 sets of weights.
Not even like a 5 and a 10.
We had a 2.
Two 5s and 10s.
Oh yeah, we had 2
Yeah.
5s and 10.
Yeah, we had no weights. And so I found a gym closing, and it was like my mom's friend who was like, hey, this gym is closing. Does Carly want any of the equipment? And I would like reached out and was like, yep. So I went to pick it up and I was like, so who's taking over this space? And she's like, no one. And I was like, really? And so then she had the landlord call me, and the landlord, sweet. I would die for this man. I love him. The best person. He's like probably in his 70s, will not take a day off of work. Like
he's there before we get there some mornings at like 5:30.
His car is like chilling there.
Chilling there.
Like,
and
wow.
we're like, dude, sleep in.
Right, take it break.
You have a whole entire, like, he runs a full operation. Like,
Yeah.
But he's the best.
So he like called us. He's like, I just want to see you guys succeed. I know it's hard times. But like, I'll give you a break for a couple months and then you can start paying like in 2 months. And he literally gave us 2 months to like get settled in. And then he's like this, I'm not even kidding. Like
I
the nicest.
live for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
my God.
he did that for us. And during those 2 months, we really weren't in at all the first month.
No, because the other gym was still moving out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we started from bare, like nothing. When I tell you that gym was fully empty, no equipment. We had our 3 sets of dumbbells.
Yep.
One of which Joe, Carly's boyfriend, found at like a garage sale.
Yeah.
So like we still have them. Humble beginnings. I will never let go.
You cannot get rid of them.
Because I'll hand them to some people and they're like, how much do these weigh? I'm like,
12.
around 12. Like probably 12.
One is 13, one's 11.
Like we don't really know, but whatever. We used that pretty much that first month. We had to paint the entire gym because it was bright orange.
Hung mirrors that your boyfriend got for us.
Like when I tell you we were a fully donation based gym for a while, like my boyfriend works in construction. He was on a site. They were going to throw away like 12 like mirrors, and mind you, mirrors are so expensive. Like
ridiculous.
Like we were looking for mirrors and it was like $950 for like a small-ish mirror. And we were like, okay, so we can't afford that. So
can you buy 1/4 of that mirror?
right. We
Our
were like about
layaway
to go
plan.
to Home Goods, get the like just the door mirrors and line them up. Like we were like, I don't know what to do. So Nick and my dad, Nick's my boyfriend, installed all the mirrors in the space. Thank
They
God.
painted the whole thing.
Painted the whole, like all of our family and friends, like whole team effort, like couldn't be more grateful.
That's priceless.
All of our office stuff was donated to us.
Yep.
Wow.
Like seriously a full on team effort. And like when I tell you our parents gifted us some gym flooring as like a congratulations.
We like cried.
We like sobbed. We were like, we didn't know how we were going to get it. Like,
Mom and Dad.
yeah, they were so supportive and cautiously supportive, I will say. Our mom was definitely so nervous when
she didn't want us to take the space on.
Well,
But thank God we did.
Yeah.
Because she
imagine if you didn't, yeah.
she imagines the worst in every situation.
Yeah.
And I we were just talking about this on our podcast. I'm overconfident. Like I have way too much confidence in everything I do. Like me saying
So failing's just not an option.
No.
it's not.
It's
I
literally
was like,
not.
it's not an option. Like I don't even care if I have to start an OnlyFans for Duke. Like I'll do that.
I would sign up.
You're like, I would sign up for Duke's
Sign up for
OnlyFans.
Duke's
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
If that's like precious
For those
content
of you who
of
don't
him,
know,
like,
Duke is my dog, and he is the hottest dog in the world.
She says that a lot.
He's very handsome.
Yeah, he's
very
a
handsome.
cutie. But to be completely transparent, we had just launched our subscription. We were just about going to break even. Like all of the money that was coming in from our subscription was going to cover rent. And we were like, all right, so we're going to do it. So
Gotta get some more subscribers.
yeah, we were just like, we're going to, and I remember being on the phone with Carly right after we agreed we were going to sign the lease. And I was like, if we can't afford it one month, we just have to cover it our own. And I was just about to move and get a place with my boyfriend. I was like, whatever. And knock on wood, things have happened and we've been able to afford rent.
And everything's been good.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So obviously, I mean, the support of your family is just
Everything.
Yeah,
It's
everything. But what is it like working with family as sisters?
I'll let you take this
it
one.
wasn't always easy.
We've grown a lot.
So how long have we been?
So 2020 is when we officially started the LLC.
2 years.
So
Yeah,
2 years. Which is psychotic because it's felt like.
So 3 years until we start making money.
Yeah. So everyone's like 5 years is when you start being profitable. We're like, are you sure? Can it be sooner? But no. So when we first founded our LLC and we decided like, this is going to be all hands on deck. Like we're going to do everything in our power to make this our business and our only jobs. Like minus Carly teaching spin. Like I wanted to go.
It.
Yeah. She loves spin. I would never make her give that up.
Mm-hmm.
Like
not for me.
really?
Ass. It's like the
You get used to it.
No.
You get calluses. Isn't that gross?
Well, there you go.
Okay, so another reason why you don't want to do it.
I know.
Yeah, you think that was gonna sell me?
I know you're like
your butt adjusts and you get calluses.
Anyway,
but so we lived together.
Yes.
We were running a business together. We were teaching together, and we were not able to leave the
We were
house.
podcasting together.
Yeah,
talk about overexposure
Like-
to one another.
It was too much.
it was a lot, and obviously we didn't have a choice because we were in the midst of a massive pandemic. Like we couldn't just not do all of the things together. But it definitely strained our relationship for quite some time, and not in like a way where it would be like weeks at a time. It would just be like one blowout fight here, one blowout fight here.
Yeah.
And we'd get over it.
Well, here's the thing. I'm very rooted in rage. Like I am a hothead. Like so when and I can admit it. Like I know I am. I need anger management for sure. So I can
Self-awareness is the first step.
It is.
I always say that.
It is. So I'm aware that I can get very wound up like very quickly. And Maddie's more the compassionate one where like if I get mad at her for something that's like not a big deal, she takes it to heart. Like where I'm just like yelling, you know what I mean?
You're the Gemini and you're the Pisces, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense.
It really
I'm
makes sense.
understanding that.
My moon is in Gemini though. My moon
So
rising.
Maddie does have, she does have a side where she can also like, but Maddie's more of when she gets angry, she like shuts down. It's not yell angry. It's like I'll ignore you and like be ice cold to you. And that's scarier, arguably.
Honestly, yeah. And I feel like I've definitely had my moments where I have my temper too, and that's just going to infuriate me more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you don't give me anything back, it just makes me want to fight you so much harder.
Yeah. I honestly,
I'm like,
I always say that.
Literally, someone hold my earrings. Like, let's go.
You and Carly probably fight the same then. The problem is I never knew what the right thing to do was because I would test out both. I'd be like, should I yell back? And then that wouldn't work. And I'm like, should I stay quiet? Also worse. So neither of them worked that well. So moving out was the solution.
Okay.
So
not living together
I moved
anymore.
in with my boyfriend in April of last year. And
I stayed home.
she's Carly's still home, but she's moving out soon too. But it took such a weight off of our relationship because we'd be like, and we honestly, Mondays are the days we see each other the most now because we're here podcasting. Otherwise, like we don't cross paths as much because we have opposite training schedules. So like I'll train
Tuesday mornings. I train Tuesday nights.
right. So like we don't
really see each other that much.
And now we'll like our boyfriends happen to be best friends, and that's a whole other thing. So we often are at the same social gatherings as well.
Yes.
So like, which was another reason why we couldn't even get away from each other
on the weekends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it obviously had its ups and downs. I wouldn't want to be doing it with anyone else, and we've both said that. Like this is
Things are more efficient when you can just kind of be like, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's no BS.
No.
I mean,
No,
obviously, sometimes the temper probably should be pulled back a little bit.
100%.
Sometimes others should speak up a little bit more. Like there's like things that each of partners can do in certain situations. But like with a sibling, it's just so much easier.
So much.
Because you fight hard and then you get over it just as quickly.
Yes,
you know what I
so
mean?
much.
And it's just not, there's no like harboring of crap. There's no lingering. There's no, I can't say this. Like all bets are off. All gloves are off. You know,
Everything's happening.
You can say however you feel. And yes, sometimes that might cause larger arguments, but then there's nothing residual like
Literally.
afterwards.
No, it's true.
There's never any like after we have a fight, it's never like we're still holding on to
Yeah.
anything. We're just like, all right, it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
Dunzo.
what do you want to do for dinner? Like, where should
yeah.
we go for dinner this weekend?
That is true, though. That's like how it happened. And we really don't
Fight
anymore.
That's awesome.
And I think it's because, too, we know that whatever we're fighting about probably isn't even worth the energy.
And you clearly have the same goals at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's just more finding that happy medium.
Yes.
But I also think that being sisters has been a huge factor in how the show has become so successful as well with Eat the Damn Cake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clearly you have a natural chemistry dynamic. Like you guys just bounce off of each other. If Carly can't remember a story about herself, you remember Maddie and vice versa.
Yeah.
And you guys it's just so fun to watch, and it's very, very, very entertaining. But that aside, I mean, there is a real like mission and purpose for the show itself and what you guys are trying to achieve and teach people. And you guys are huge on anti-diets, and you are
Fuck the diet.
very, very like vocal about working out should be something that like makes you feel good, and it's for your health, not just so that you can like look good in a bikini. If like you look good in a bikini, that's a great bonus, you know? But like we're doing it so that like you don't have cardiovascular issues.
But truly.
We're like thinking more about like the science behind it.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the transition from Built by Biron and then being able to show this like other side of yourselves on the podcast too.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great question.
No,
you
it's
are such a good interviewer.
I know. I was going to say, I feel like no one's really ever asked us this.
Yeah,
Maybe in passing, but not really.
It all started because Kyle, who works at Big Night, he's the videographer for a lot of DJs. And I reached out to him randomly and said, will you film a fitness video for us? Because we had like no content. We had no content. We had no money. We were like, can you just film a video for us? Because we're going to do our
Help me, I'm poor.
like our on-demand platform. We needed to promote it in some way. So he filmed it, and then a week later reached out and was like, is there any chance you guys would ever want to do a podcast like on fitness?
But mind you, we were with him for like 3 hours that day. It was a long shoot. He saw us getting annoyed with each other.
He saw everything.
And he would laugh so hard at our like rapport.
Yeah.
So he definitely saw our relationship and personalities come through a little bit.
And then when he said it, he was like, do you want to go for a podcast? We were like, oh my God.
Weren't we in the car together?
Yeah.
We were just like, what?
And I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
So we we went in for a meeting with Buddy and Kyle, and they were like, give us like 10 topics like you would talk about. And Maddie and I pulled them out of our ass. Like we just were like this and this and
honestly,
keto
though,
and you know what I mean?
It was so organic the way it happened, in the sense we were like, we were both athletes in college. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how we got into like everything.
Yeah. So then we came back a week later, recorded our first episode. Buddy was like, they're not going to make it.
Buddy obviously told us that. Like,
we recorded for 2 hours. We didn't shut up. Like we were just like, you put a mic in front of us and we were just like,
Just kept going and going and going.
yeah, we needed to be like tamed.
we were absolute motor mouths.
So
we
then,
didn't stop.
Yeah. So then Kyle was like, give him one more chance. Like give him another chance. So then the second time we were too short and like too like reserved.
Because we were nervous. Because we were like, we don't want to talk too much.
Now you're in your head.
Yeah.
And
And we
reel
like
it in.
scheduled it like to a T. We're like, and next topic, and next
Yeah,
topic. And it
yeah.
was not fluid.
No.
So then the third time was the charm. We released that one, and then Buddy was like, all right, we'll see how it goes. And then we started like actually talking from the heart, telling stories, personal stories about our life, telling stories about our family, our parents. Like our parents have a huge presence in our podcast.
Yes.
Like every single
I know the fact that like everyone knows your parents' name.
Roger and Colleen, when I tell you we see podcast listeners like on public and they're like, oh my God, like, did Nick propose yet? Or, oh my God, like, how's Roger doing? Like, Roger's so funny. I want to meet him. We're like, who are you? No, like, and then like not mean, like a mean way. We just don't know them yet. And we're like, oh my God.
Like, you share so much.
Oh my God.
Like,
yeah.
Sometimes I think that I'm not talking to anyone and it's awful.
It's going into a void.
Yes.
Right.
And
then
then
you're just looking at each other, right? You don't realize it feels like it's all just going into a black hole, but it's
going to like a lot of people's ears.
Over 20,000 people. Okay.
Like, oh, okay. But it's kind of wild how it's kind of conspired, and we feel so lucky because we think it humanizes us as personal trainers and our business, because I think it's really hard when you look at two people or anyone that has a fitness business. Like, I remember before I got into the fitness industry, I was super intimidated by anyone that was a fitness instructor. Like, I'd be like, oh my God, are they going to come talk to me after class? Like, I thought it was so nerve wracking. And the fact that we can humanize ourselves, show us we're super goofy and like outgoing and non-judgmental. And like, we want people to come say hi to us. And also we want people to get to know us and our struggles and how we got to where we are. Like, it allows them to connect with us on a level that so many people in the fitness industry don't have that platform, whether they want it or not. Like, we feel very lucky that we got this opportunity. So it's just a very cool way to segue talking about our business, but also spreading why our business is the way it is and trying to like show people the fitness industry does not have to be a one size fits all, which is what we talk about a lot.
So do you guys feel that as trainers, there's a certain pressure for you to look a certain way or present yourselves a certain way?
Yes and no. Yes. I feel that if I try to go on any sort of weight loss journey, it's almost, I don't want to say going against what we say, but it doesn't feel organic to what we preach. You know what I mean? I feel like if I want to lose weight or if I have gained weight and then like want to lose a couple pounds, like I can't openly talk about it because I preach to so many people like, love your body the way it is. And I'm like, I love my body and I'm happy where I'm at, but if I want to lose a couple pounds, I should be allowed to lose a couple pounds.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And it's because you're not doing it by starving yourself or going, 3 days in the gym. Like, you're going to do it in a healthy way.
In a healthy way, yes.
Right.
I think more like along those lines is we really try to preach body neutrality. Like, you don't have to be obsessed with your body every single day, but you need to be able to look in the mirror and be like, I'm a fucking badass. My body carries me through everything I do during my day. And I always say your body's the least interesting thing about you. Like, when people are like, well, what if this, what if that, what if my arms don't look good in that shirt? I'm like, no one's going to fucking notice. Like, you're the only person that's going to notice that. Like, when someone gets to know you, the last thing they're going to be thinking about is what your arms look like in that shirt. Right. And I think it's hard because the body positivity movement gets spun sometimes in like a negative light as well, because people are like, well, you're glamorizing this, that, and the other thing. And it's like, no, we're allowed to feel amazing about the way our body looks, but we're also allowed to feel sometimes like, you know what? I'm not exactly where I want to be in this moment. And I might want to change it at some point, not in an unhealthy way, like you said, but in a way that will make me feel strong and empowered. Yeah. And that's kind of how we've told our clients, like, we're like, if you are on a weight loss journey, that is fine, but weight loss isn't going to be the number one thing we focus on every single day, because that'll come with time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Also, to jump off of that, I like to say to my clients, so at what point will you be happy with the weight loss? Because once you start losing weight, you always want to lose more. So like, what's that point where you're like, I'm happy here without it getting into a danger zone and in an unhealthy relationship with exercise or food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everyone's always going to want more. Like, once they start have like that taste of like clothes fitting differently or like pictures looking differently, they're going to want more. And I'm like, let's set a boundary. when are you going to be happy?
And it also can become this like vicious cycle too. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, you lose a little bit of weight and then your ass is flatter. So then you're self-conscious because you used to have a perky bum and you wanted a bigger butt. Or like if you like, you know, your boobs get a little bit smaller when you lose weight, or like there's all these things. So are there like red flags to you? Not that, you know, like everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but I mean, like if you asked a client what their goal was and they said, oh, I want to be 100 pounds. Like if they just had a number on the scale,
that's a red flag.
Huge red flag.
Yeah.
I think,
my like main goal is for clients to say like, have a lower resting heart rate, be able to carry more groceries in from the car, be able to go up a flight of stairs without getting out of breath. Like those are the goals that we ideally want to get to.
And you know what? Like we totally have seen it, and like you'll never stop seeing it, especially if you work in the fitness industry, of those super severe like weight drops. And I think the common misconception is when you start working out, you just drop a ton of weight. And it's like,
we wish.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Like I think it's like, that's the misconception. And then we have clients coming in and be like, my butt got bigger, or like my thighs are bigger. And it's like, you're building muscle. And I don't like scales. I think they're bullshit. Like weighing yourself has really no purpose other than your doctor, I guess, knowing how much you weigh. Like that's the only time I've get weighed per year. And I ask not to see, because it's no matter how we are in our like fitness journeys, like we have our own shit. Like I have severe body dysmorphia, like super severe. And I try to really combat that with like our mission. And I'm like, I know I'm with those other people that have that, but I also know it's, again, the least interesting thing about me. But when our clients are like, do you want measurements? Do you want a scale? And we're like, no, absolutely not. Because you know what? You might step on the scale in 2 months and be heavier, but your clothes are going to be fitting differently, or you're going to notice bodily changes, but you might weigh more.
Right.
But that's why it's like such a mind fuck, because people think if I weigh more, then I'm less healthy. And it's like, that is not true.
I've been a fluctuator my entire life.
Yeah.
Like I go up and down and up and down. And there's been times where I'm heavier and I look better. And then there's times where I am lighter.
Yeah.
And it's like I actually don't feel good. I don't look good. Like people have like said things to me like, are you okay? Do you look sick? Like you look kind of sick.
And no one wants to hear that.
No one wants to hear those things. But I think that's why also too, just like having the education and having the understanding and the right resources and tools. Like, you know, there's so many people that come in like the like Built by Rachel. I think it's like now Move with Us or whatever. Like all those different apps and stuff. It's like, okay, well, what are your goals? Well, I want to lose weight and then I want to get, you know, thicker thighs or booty. And it's like, okay, well, that's not the same fitness journey. Like those two things aren't going to be done at once.
No.
And also like learning about nutrition too, about the amount of calories you need to actually gain muscle. And like, carbs are okay.
They are. Pull for carbs, baby.
Pull for carbs.
So I think part of it too is just like being able to have the information, like accurate information, because it's so easy to get hard on ourselves, to get misguided, to change where we're at day to day. And I feel like you need like that constant pool to be able to go back to and be like, okay, wait, no, this is the right path. This is like the journey for me.
I mean, the fitness industry has been very toxic in like the past. Like, I don't know if like magazines and all like grocery stores where people like measuring their waist, or like them saying, oh my God, look at how much weight this celebrity gained, as if it was a bad thing. And it's like, holy shit, why are we so focused on everyone else's weight?
It's so hypocritical. It's like, oh my God, here's so-and-so cellulite. And then in the same thing, it's like, can you believe she's airbrushing her photos? Like, they can't win.
I know,
they can't win.
I couldn't even imagine being a celebrity like when we were growing up with the like magazine, the titles.
The tabloids just
absolutely
roasting the shit out of people for no reason.
It's awful.
And I think now things have gotten slightly better, but
100%.
but slightly worse at the same time because of TikTok and because of Instagram and because...
Well, my biggest beef is the people who weigh 100. They're like, I weigh 112 pounds and this is what I eat in a day. I despise those videos. You should not be posting what you eat in a day because that does not like that will not apply to anyone else, which is why we paired with a dietitian who does intuitive eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, like,
absolutely,
it's the body checking before what I eat in the day. It doesn't really matter like how much you weigh or what body type you are. Like if you're going to post a weight or what I eat in the day, don't post a shirtless sports bra bikini photo flexing your abs and showing off your incredible like physique, because you're going to give this wrong image. Like if you eat this is what you'll look like.
It's this like subliminal messaging that the two are associated with one another.
Right.
And it's not.
It's
and
likely
also,
not.
Is she really posting everything she eats in a day?
Right.
Like, or is she eating all, like, you don't know.
Right.
Like,
is she finishing those?
Like,
did she go back for seconds? Did she, like,
you
how
just
many
don't
times
know.
did she work out that day too? Like, how many calories had she already burned to eat this much? I just feel like there's a lot of...
It's scary.
Room for, there's a lot
And then when you see, when a 12-year-old is watching that, that's how their mind is
like,
molded. When they watch
Yeah.
Gabby Butler on Cheer say she's doing the watermelon cleanse, that's how their mind is molded. And that's just not, that's what we're trying to break.
Yeah. Well, okay, good, because I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, obviously, you just mentioned the watermelon cleanse. Gross.
Gross.
Eat the damn cake speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And is such a positive sentiment that you guys are super against diets and that sort of culture. What is the one diet fad that bothers you the most, that people need to like get rid of? Is it, intermittent fasting? Is it I don't know, Atkins diet? Does anyone still do that?
They do. I think mine would be any sort of juice cleanse. I think that has such a and it's still on the radio. Like you hear Kiss 108, you hear Country 102.5 being like, I did squeeze and it was delivered to my door by 9. And
we know, like, being podcasters, like with ads, it's monetary. Like you monetize your, like, I get it. But at the same time, like, we're firm believers of only ever doing a partnership with something that we firmly like
believe in,
agree with,
or use.
I agree. Juice
cleanses.
It's because these juice places,
Maddie's getting fired
I
up.
get so mad because they profit off of the fact that they're basically telling you not to eat for a week.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't put nutrition facts on the juices.
There's no calorie or protein or carbs or fat.
If you know,
is that even legal?
I mean,
I've noticed it at certain juice places. There's nothing. It's just like celery, lemon, and turmeric or whatever. Like,
and it's so crazy because they're super expensive.
Yes.
So high in sugar.
Very high in sugar. And I have never done one, but I have experienced what feeling like malnourished feels like, because I've drank like a juice in the morning and then maybe a smoothie in the afternoon and a salad at night, and like that's not fucking enough. Yeah. Like so many times,
especially if you're working out.
Right. And so many times we've talked about like the problem with people under eating. It happens so often, and when
your body clings onto
everything because they're in starvation mode, they think, oh my God, is something wrong? Like, because you're burning all these calories, and in just sitting in a chair all day, you have a BMR, which is like a basal metabolic rate. You're going to burn calories no matter what. Every day I wake up on my Whoop, I burned like 700 calories just sleeping. Like, and I think people forget, like, I deserve food no matter what. Like, it's not like I need to earn it.
Yeah.
People think they need to earn their meals and their food and their donut, like, and the cake. Like, that's just...
Tell her how we got the title.
Basically, I saw on Instagram some fitness influencers posting and being like, I like ran to my breakfast this morning to eat, like, earn my pancakes. And I was like,
what?
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, you are molding people's minds around fitness and exercise. And you're going to create these toxic relationships with food and fitness and being like, if I want pancakes, I have to burn the amount of calories in the pancakes to earn them. And I never go on Instagram rants. Like, the only time you see my face is on our business account when I'm like, updates on our schedule. Like, I don't like doing that shit, but I was so triggered. Like, I was so mad. And I went on to my story, and I was just like, I'm seeing a lot of this stuff, and maybe it's because like fitness was on a rise with like at home fitness. I was like, but I hate seeing this thing where it's like, I need to work out to earn my food or work out to earn my dessert. And I go, if you want to eat the cake, then eat the damn cake. Like, don't worry about it.
Mic drop.
Yeah. And when I tell you, I think 90 people replied to my story.
Wow.
And was like, really?
Well, it resonated with them because it's the truth. And it's so irresponsible that people can have a platform and that's the message that they choose to convey.
It's scary because
it's horrifying.
The same like account posted like, this is how many calories you would burn if you did our workout. And it's like, sis.
Right. And also, not to mention, like, you just lose all credibility because if you knew one fucking thing about this thing you claim to be an expert on,
I know.
You would know that that's not true. It's not accurate.
No.
Like, that's not proper advice.
No. Also,
so now I'm like, I'm not believing anything you say.
Yeah.
So you got to be so
to be here.
Careful with the people you choose to follow within the fitness industry, because if one person says anything about earning your food for the weekend or
how many calories you burn in a workout, because every person, we could have 90,000 people take the exact same class. No one's going to burn the same amount.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's just not it. And same with eating the same thing. Me and Carly could eat the identical diet. Our bodies would always look different.
Yeah.
We've always looked different. And not, like, sometimes I eat better than Carly. Like, better. Most of the time. I fuel my body a lot better than Carly because I'm a lot less picky. Carly's a very picky eater.
I love Eggos.
Like,
Eggo waffles,
no shame
pancakes.
in the game.
I love that for you.
I really
Maddie loves a good red pepper for a snack. I love a good Oreo.
Loved though on TikTok the other day when it was like the date trend that's going around. You were like, I'm never going to want this. If you guys haven't seen it, they're like cutting up dates, putting a scoop of like almond or peanut butter, then an almond, then like putting
dipping
it in chocolate,
but
and they're calling it like a Snickers bar. Like, no, it's not.
It is, and I'm not like, if you love it, fine. It is a crime, but fine. Like, however, they're doing like the most healthy ingredient. Like, it's 100% cacao dark chocolate and like pure almond butter ground on site. And I'm like, sis, like, if you're gonna do it, you put it in milk chocolate, go get some Skippies, like throw in so, like, I don't know, like honey roasted peanuts that are sweeter. Like, I don't know. I so many were on my FYP and I was like, I will never be that.
On my FYP at all.
Are you guys more of a salty person or like a sweet tooth person?
I'm sweet tooth.
Salty all the way.
I'm salty too.
I feel like sick if I eat too much sugary stuff.
Like, I can literally, we were on a meeting with Hurley and Kyle the other day and I was eating cookie dough raw. Just like eating it.
For breakfast, I think.
Yep. And they literally were
alarmed.
Like, can you confirm or deny that this occurred?
I can very much confirm.
What kind of cookie dough?
It was just... It was like
Pillsbury,
and you can like eat or bake it because they make it so that you can like just eat it raw.
What is it called? Pasteurized? No,
I don't know. I don't pay attention. I just ate it.
It's healthy.
So,
it's healthy.
It's not healthy.
It's safe.
You just won't get salmonella. But I like love a good raw cookie dough sesh. So
it's always in the house. I walk in and Carly's just munching on it. I'm like, oh, snack time already? It's 9 a.m.
It's just like a routine thing. You know, it's Tuesday night. Gotta get my cookie dough out.
Maddie's eating like apples and peanut butter. I'm snacking on cookie dough.
No, and I will never say like I am the. This is the thing. There's no such thing as a perfect diet. Like, it's all about balance.
Yeah.
So like, I don't like to label Carly as unhealthy and me as healthy because we both have so many different things in our diet. But like, when I say Carly doesn't eat enough a lot of the time, like she works out so much spinning and stuff. And she, like I said, she goes for like a cookie dough like line of cookie dough for breakfast. And I'm like, okay, so I don't give a fuck if you're eating Eggo waffles, slurping the syrup off your plate, which she does.
Yeah. I'm like,
she literally scoops it up with a fork and laps it up, which is so gross. And it's not like 100% pure maple. It's like 100% fake syrup, which is sugar. But like, it's at least higher in calories than like.
So I'm eating.
She's eating. Like, at least she's eating. But like, me and Carly could be on. I could be eating plenty and doing all the things and being like, I'm at my most like strongest, best self. And Carly will still have washboard abs and I will never. And that's
just the genetics.
That's just who we are as people. Yeah. And like, that's fine. But you know, also sometimes I'm like, I can lift heavier than her.
A lot heavier.
But the funny part is, like you were saying, like, do you have that like nervousness of upkeep on your bodies? Like, do you feel like you have to look a certain way? Like, before we started this movement, I'm like, people would probably trust Carly more in the gym because of her physique. She arguably looks fitter. In the sense of like, she's always had right. Like that's that toxicity in our minds
because that's not even her strong suit.
Right. No. And it's like,
exactly.
And it's
I was like a cardio hoe,
and,
you know?
Yeah. And Carly has the most beautiful body. Like I know I have a great body. Like that's the thing. Like it doesn't have anything to do with that. But like a lot of the time you'll see people are like, I'd rather have a guy personal trainer. Because they know how to navigate a gym better. And like some people say that though, because they're like, they look stronger, which means they think that they can train them better. And just because like I don't have washboard abs, I've always had some extra love on me and I'm cool with it. Like I'm at peace with it. But like prior to working in the fitness industry, I was so nervous I couldn't get hired because I didn't look like the other fitness instructors. And I am a smaller build.
You are
like
very petite.
I'm not a big person, but like I'm a size like 6 to 8 to 10. And like I was nervous about getting a job. That's so fucked up. Like,
and it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
That it's 2022 and we're still
and
here.
That's like, and I think, you know, that's opening up like why we have our business because it's like we have such a vast variety of people in our clientele. No one looks the same. Like it's not like, I won't even drop the name, but like a lot of these studios and in everywhere, you walk in, everyone looks the same.
Oh God, yeah.
Like a lot of gyms are like that, and there's no shame in the game.
They attract the same people.
Same people. Someone that looked even a little bit different might not feel comfortable walking in. Yeah. And like
it's sad.
That's a yucky feeling.
So our gym is built to make people feel welcome. That's their sanctuary. It's their safe
literally
space.
Like our like slogan is like fitness at all sizes.
I love that.
Yeah, because
health at all sizes.
Health at all sizes. Yeah. Like fitness isn't a one size fits all. However you want to swing it, we're not going to try to make you look like a specific mold.
Right.
Like, because why would we do that? Like everyone's on a different journey. So it's been so cool because I love our clients so much.
Yeah, like, they're the best.
You can tell how you guys are.
We love them.
Are there any either influencers or folks that are just in the fitness industry that you guys actually do look up to or that you know follow along? Do you have like a favorite?
So I have so many people, and like specifically Boston, like there's a lot of them. I'll say one of my absolute favorites is Ashley Mitchell. She used to teach at Barry's, which is how I found her. But now she teaches at Down Under Yoga, and she's just, you should follow her. She's incredible. She's all about making the fitness industry more diverse and just like speaking up for people, and just also all about that like body neutrality movement. Like I can't say enough good things about her. She's incredible. I've been following her for a while, and I just adore her. So
yeah, I agree. I honestly, the Boston fitness industry, I guess people, I love so many of them. We've had a lot of them on our podcast.
Yeah, any of the people on our podcast are perfect examples of people we support.
Cara Lennon, Mads Tads, Pickles, they're all like super influential in the best way and will never like make you feel intimidated.
Right.
Yeah.
So and Cara Lennon, she's pretty big on TikTok now. And she does these thing called hot girl dinners, and it's like when hot girls actually eat a healthy meal that fuels your body, like something like that, or like a meal that fuels your body in the best way.
Like because you're hot if you eat.
That's what her like movement's all about. So like that one,
she like aligns a lot with what we preach as well, because we as fitness instructors and trainers know that it can be a very toxic
place. Same with Build with Brayback.
Yeah, Build with Brayback.
She's same thing.
She's going to be on our podcast at some point soon. Yeah. We've been trying to iron out details to get her on.
We're hot messes with our podcast.
Clearly.
Well, you're very busy ladies.
Yes. But
so to bring everything to a close, if you two had a piece of advice to offer to someone where fitness or nutrition, either or, was new to them, but they were looking to get into it or start, I think that finding the motivation is usually the toughest part, and like finally just biting the bullet and doing it because of all those other things that we've talked about. What would be your piece of advice to them, either on like, is it baby steps? Is it here's what you want to read first, what to look into, to just kind of encourage them to follow that journey?
So I would say find a trainer or a class that you vibe with, like something that gets you excited to go to. And you're going to have to try out a lot. So I would recommend doing like maybe ClassPass or something like that, where you could try a bunch of different studios, or just reaching out to a bunch of different trainers and saying like, hey, like, what is your mission statement? Like, what are you all about?
Like, can we chat?
Yeah, can we chat? Like, I'm looking to get into training. But I'd say the biggest thing is don't be afraid and to spend money on yourself. People think that training's free. You know what I mean? A lot of people will come and they'll be like, wow, that's pretty expensive. And you're like, well, when you're investing in yourself and one-on-one personal training so that you are getting everything out of this hour-long session, it's going to be on the more expensive side. So I'd say maybe make sure you're in a like good financial spot. Make sure that everything aligns with what you believe in and your trainers align with what you believe in. Yeah. And then if training isn't for you and you're more along group fitness, then find that studio, find that instructor that you vibe with, and go all in.
Yeah. And I was going to just add to find an accountability buddy. Accountability is like one of the top things that our clients come to us for, because if I'm showing up, they better be showing up.
Yep. We had a client that loved when Maddie worked out with them.
Yeah. Like one of my clients.
You poor thing.
Yeah, I know one of my clients would always be like, will you please work out with me? And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. And like, it would help push them more. And like, it's just find that person that you want to show up for or with. Like a friend. Like if you have someone that is also on that same journey of like, I'm ready to start, but I don't know where to start, find someone that will start with you. Yeah. Or find that trainer that you know you'll show up for every single time. So you two are just so insightful. You're so genuine. And I am so appreciative, not only for you guys being on the show, but just for doing what you're doing. I mean, whether I have come to a class or not, I apologize.
That's okay.
Just know that even, on the outside looking in, I mean, your message is something that everyone can recognize, everyone can see, and it's something that we need. So I am so appreciative, especially as a woman, in like today's society, that you guys are just helping to instill confidence in other girls. And I am so happy for you guys. I'm so proud of you guys. I know that this is still just the beginning. I mean, year 3 when you start making that money.
I know. Come on.
It's coming.
So, okay, before I let you guys go, let me do your socials one more time. You can either go to Eat the Damn Cake podcast or Built by Biron, and then make sure you check out the link tree in their bios for more information. And then You can also do, what is your personal handle
Just
too?
at Carly Biron, CarlyBiron.
And then Madeline Biron, Madeline.
Perfect. And we're definitely, I feel like I could see a ×2 of this too. I mean, now like we've got the foundation going, but like there's still so much to unpack in this world. But you guys, if you are looking for inspiration, you're looking for tips and tricks, you're looking for just sister banter, I mean, truly, whatever it may be, please go listen to their show, Eat the Damn Cake. You will not regret it. I love you guys. Thank you.
You are the
We
best.
love you.
We love you.
Next week. Bye.